life and the significance we bring and we create. So it's very important we sit down, stay engaged, and let us together celebrate a life well lived and a wisdom of this 10 inspirational speakers. So today is for, in fact, I said this week is for Sogebra, Mrs. Shola. This week is for her. So welcome all of you on board. And without wasting much time, we'll be going through each speakers from 1, 2, 3, like that. So you just come in, you share your wisdom, share what you have for us while we sit and hear from you. So I don't know who want to go first so that we can kickstart this event, and then kindly tell us who you are and share your wisdom with us. So, Mr. Emmanuel, are you on board? Are you on the call?
Yes, I am. Good evening, Progress.
Good evening. Can we start with you, sir? It's nice to have you, and we are so honored for appreciating our invitation. So let's start. And everyone, please, I welcome you all on board. Good evening.
Thank you, Progress. Good evening, everyone. My name is Afan Emmanuel, co-founder, AI teacher. I think that's so that will be for introductions. And I'll just say, before jumping into what we have to few minutes I'll be talking, to say a huge congratulations to Shola for this for climbing the 4th ladder, right? I think it's still 2 days from now or 3 days from now. Because congratulations is still in order. Wishing you a very beautiful year ahead. So for me, what I'll just be, talking about would be more of, because of course, every time we celebrate birthdays or celebrate anything, right, especially birthdays, there are times for reflection, right? And of course, I want to believe that that's the reason for this gathering, and of course for choosing this kind of topic, so that we all ourselves also reflect. And I will talk from the standpoint of what I do, right? I'm a teacher, and of course, I also do things with teachers. So I'm going to, talking a little bit from that angle. And of course, I know so many of us here are also teachers. So, so in reflection, just to reflect, right? A few years ago, right? We basically, I think in the early 2000s, we started seeing a whole lot of change, right? The West started influencing what we were doing here, as the case may be as at that time. And a whole lot of things started becoming, things that we never thought we should be concerned about became a major concern, right? For example, right, in early 90s, the skill set anyone would need to be a banker would be just to know how to, type on the calculator, understand numbers, add, and then subtract, and then you're good. You would definitely get a job in the bank once, and then of course probably a graduate and stuff like that, right? But as we started progressing, as things started changing, right? We saw that the job description, what was required to be a banker, changed. Banking, what was required for anybody to sit as a teller, changed. So for those that were not prepared for that particular change, I remember back then, right? I had an account, and what you would do is you go and then they write. So when machines came, computers came, right? All those that were not prepared for that particular time, that were actually working in the bank, were let go. They lost their job. And because they lost their job, some of them even committed suicide and all of those kind of things, right? It was a huge shakedown at that time. Now, what that tells us is that whatever we do, anywhere we find ourselves, whether in the classroom, whether in business, whether in life, right? Understanding the times, knowing, the change, understanding what the change is, seeing ahead of what exactly is going to happen, being able to decipher where should I be, what are the things required of me to be relevant in these times is so important for anyone. And like I said, I'll still pin it back to, teaching, right? Because if I would ask anybody, what is teaching to you, or what does it mean to be a teacher? And I'm sorry, I'm going to teach it, right? Because that's where my passion basically lies, right? What does it mean to be a teacher, right? One would say, because again, what it meant to be a teacher 20 years ago is now different from what it means to be a teacher now. But the name still remains teacher. The name has not changed, but the job description has changed. What is required has changed. What you are expected to do has changed. What you are expected to have has changed. The skills you are expected to, have has changed, right? So that one thing is constant, whatever name anything is called, situations or how will I call it now, days will always come. But what is required for you to become significant in those days, right, would always change based on the season we are in. So what was required to survive in 2020, in 2000, if you have those same skills and then you want to survive in 2025, you'll likely struggle because a whole lot of things have changed. So this is to say that understanding the season we are in is so important for our daily lives, for us, for whatever it is that we do. Understanding what the trend is saying. Some people just have issues with trend. You can't have issues with trend except you want to expire, except you don't want to be relevant. Understanding what the trend is saying. In the early days of AI, people were like, oh, AI, another one has come. Everybody's jumping on it, bandwagon and stuff like that, right? And then they will stay aloof and just watch. If you don't, it's like there's a tide, you just flow with the tide. If you say, let me stay and watch, so we must understand that every season comes with a trend. And as a person, whether in career, whatever it is we do, we must always go with whatever it is that is a trend at that time. Reinventing ourselves also comes with all of this. What is the trend? How can I fit it? What do I need to do? What do I need to change? What other value do I need to add to myself? What other things do I need to understand? What are they saying? It also goes to, for those that really want to be relevant, begin to, okay, what is the research I need to do? How do I understand this thing? Again, I think I use that word research a bit, because that is very key, right? As much as I've said, jump on the trend. Now, jumping on the trend and how you jump on that trend, to whatever value you get out of the trend comes from the research you have done, understanding the trend. So you don't jump on trends based on everybody is doing it, let me to do. I think the first important thing to do is, what is this trend about? What place does this have in the future? How would it make me better? What do I need to know, or what do I need to do in this trend? How do I position myself in this trend?